Hey, what's up, Mikalash? How you doing? Yeah, not much. Are you going for the fusion at all? What's up, Pi? Uh, my weekend was okay. I don't know how well you guys can see on camera. I've got a sty right now on my eye, so I had dealt with that all weekend, and really annoying. But what's up, Nick? How's it going? But we did some fun stuff with the family this weekend. I barely got progress done last night. Like I literally had to, I did overnight. I did some more Fire Night on this account, the main account, to get Dungeon Divers done. I got it all done on the free to play, but it is, guys, it is night and day when you're talking champion training stuff on my free to play versus the main account, and that's because of the gold card. I mean, I I played for hours on hours on the free to play, leveling up champions for the champion training event. An hour tops on my main account. I mean, it was so fast. And granted, I am leveling up epics for food and stuff, so that's part of it too. But yeah, it flew by. I did 6-star someone pretty quickly too. I 6-starred Estrid finally. Yeah, we could talk about that. Well, let me. Do you guys? I'm gonna record if that's cool. Let's knock out a recording. I'm gonna answer that question in the recording, Mikolash. Um, for both my free to play and my main account. So why don't I get started on that? Let me get a drink real quick because I am a little. Yeah, the tournament seems a little steep for putting this amount of resources in during an event like during a fusion, but the rewards are really good. Um, sacred shard chances, but all of these epics are good. I would love duplicates of most of these or my first copy of most of these. And then the legendaries are top tier legendaries. Yeah, these are all top tier legendaries. I mean, even Wither. Oh well, first of all, Kymar. The fact that Kymar's in this, I didn't even realize, by the way. But that's big for any account, free to play or otherwise. Um, but I love Ancora. I love Padrig. I love Duchess. Obviously, we know what Kymar can do. Glacid, I think, is really good. Um, love Lady Kimmy, but she's a little down on my list now. I think Wither is probably, I say the weakest, but it depends on what you need. Like on the main account, she would be huge. She brings healing. Um, And I think, yeah, and a cleanse. So cleanse and healing, which I don't have both. So, um, yeah, I love Padrig. I love Ancora. Honestly, I'd probably build duplicates of them if I'm being completely honest. But on the main account, that is. So, we're gonna kick in. Let's kick into recording really quickly. Then we'll go do some live arena. So tomorrow I have an account takeover scheduled. Rely on Armand so heavily for Spider. Not sure if I can make an epic team. So I'm gonna show you guys my epic team. It's pretty basic. It's very easy for stage 20, which is where I'm doing it at. Honestly, I have learned that it might be worthwhile doing lower stages just to, if you're just looking to complete the tournament. Like I used to for Sand Devil stuff on the free to play, I used to do like very low level Sand Devil and get a lot of points because I would kill it and very quickly for the difficulty, So, but I don't know about that for sure. But let's record and get started here. So give me just a second. Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. As you can see, I'm currently on the main account. We're going to be talking about both accounts right now. But mostly we're going to be talking about the Fusion. We're going to be talking about the current Summon Pool event. And a request that I've already had. I am streaming right now, but I've already had a request to talk about epics for the tournament, for the Spider tournament. So let's kind of take a look at a couple of different things here and, see what options we have. First thing that I want to do is update progress. Now, I'm not as far as I should be, but not in a bad way. I have completed all of the stuff at the time that I'm supposed to. So I have 40 on both accounts. Now, the only things that I currently have left to do are the ones that expire, I think, today. So I've got the artifact enhancement event. Did I miss? I may have missed something else. That's not what I want. Where's my calendar? Where's my schedule? And the Fire Knight tournament. Yes, okay. So looking at the schedule right now, we've got 5 from the Ice Golem. We've got 5 from Classic Arena. We did 15 from Summon Rush, 10 from Champion Training, 5 from the Dungeon Divers, right? So we've got 25, 30, 5, 40. That's 40. I still have to finish the Fire Knight tournament and the Artifact Enhancement event. Now, the Fire Knight tournament, I do believe, ends today. Oh, no. 1 day, 21 hours. So there is a bit of overlap. Yes, there is. I can see it now. Sorry, looking at the schedule. I didn't see it a second ago. So Dungeon Divers 2 does overlap with this Fire Knight. But, to be honest, with the Spider tournament, that kind of helps, actually, with the Dungeon Divers event. Now, just a reminder, because we did the Champion Training event, we are up 10 points. We have 10 points that we can miss, right? Or 10 fragments that we can miss. Now, my original plan was to miss the second Dungeon Divers event, but I didn't know that we were going to get this Spider event in the middle of it. So that actually makes it a little bit easier because I could do this Spider event. I can finish out Fire Knight and do this Spider event and get the Dungeon Divers points that I'm looking for that way. Plus, we start Champion Training on Wednesday. That's going to overlap a little bit as well. Champion Training was probably the roughest thing for me on the free-to-play. On the main account, it's so easy, and it's so frustrating how easy it is. But why is it so easy on the main account? One, I do have the raid card on the main account. And two, on the main account, I level a lot of epics as food. Yes, there's duplicates out there, but there are still bad epics, right? So it's really easy to make a decision on some of those bad epics and say, okay, yeah, you're going to be food. I don't really care about a duplicate of you. I'm not going to use you, even if I did have duplicates. So maybe there's some champions in Centranos that I'm sleeping on, but to be honest, Centranos isn't my favorite area of progression, so I'm not too worried about that on my main account. Back over on the free-to-play, things are going very well. As far as current progression in the Fire Knight tournament, We are pretty progressed, so we're looking good there. Now, I do need to be careful about my energy spending. I need to make sure that I still get up here before I worry about this spider event too much. So I've tested a few teams today, but my energy and gems will go towards Fire Knight. We are spending quite a few gems. I don't have as much of an energy stockpile as I've had in the past. Big part of that is a lot to do with um, a lot of events and stuff that we've been participating in, right? We've been doing Sand Devil tournaments. We've been doing these epic tournaments. So I didn't have as much saved up um, bottles of energy and stuff like that, despite not doing the most recent fusion. Good news, though, I have plenty of gems. We're very, very good in the gem department, and I have room to skip stuff if need be as well, right? If this Dungeon Divers proves to be too much, I can skip it. I do have a good bit of passive energy gain that I can use. We still have our daily quests, weekly reset when that comes up. We've got monthly is a ways away, so I'm not really going to get any monthly energy anytime soon. But we also have our advanced quests, although I personally am kind of lazy on my advanced quests. That's not exactly the most efficient way to survive, but I do tend to do that. So, it is what it is. I'm not perfect, so. But everything else is right on track. So we're really happy about all of that. Now, let's talk about the fun stuff going on. I've already kind of mentioned it briefly a little bit, but we do have this summon pool going on right now. This summon pool is amazing. So, most of these epics, I would absolutely love either one copy or duplicates duplicates in terms of like plus oneing a champion. So I would not be mad if I got almost any of these epics. Not really interested in Ulfrig now, since we've already got a copy of him for the Mikage fusion. But everything else here is top tier. I certainly could see them being used for Centrano. Certainly see them being plussed for other content. Obviously, we know how Ugo is. Ugo is going to be my next 6-star. I got her all the way up to 5-star, and her food is actually ready to go. But I don't need to use that yet until Wednesday when the champion training tournament starts. So I'm being patient as far as that. But I did manage to level up all of her food. That's how I got all my points for the champion training event. So Ugo is ready to get leveled. And once she does, that's obviously going to be a big impact on my Hydra team. For the opportunity to increase her efficiency via Faction Guardians or +1 her is very exciting. Same thing with Deacon, right? That's going to be Faction Guardians if it's not already full. Yeah, so Sacred Order is already full. So a duplicate Deacon is an instant +1 of one of my most used epics. So duplicate Ugo, I would put in the Faction Guardians. So really, really good epics, but these legendaries, wow. First of all, Kymar, my most wanted legendary on my main account, and I mean, I wouldn't say most wanted, but he's definitely like way up at the top of the list on the free to play. If I was to get Kymar, that would change things dramatically on the free to play as far as speed goes and having that reset champion period. But even if not Kymar, I mean, I know Glacier is really good for Hydra, but Ancora and Padrig are in here. These are two of my favorite champions right now. I absolutely love them both. I love them paired together. I like Padrig as an ally attacker, but he has a chance to decrease cooldowns with the A1. Ancora also has a chance to decrease cooldowns on the A1, which I think is really strong. We also get a cleanse with a shield and strengthen. Very similar to what's her face that we just got? Mithrala. But she also has a revive in her kit. Also, speed in all battles. So she's actually my lead for Hydra. And then I like to run Padric with her. We're constantly cleansing. We're constantly ally attacking and resetting cooldowns of everybody of different abilities. And with all that ally attacking, they get a lot of cooldown resets off. So I'm a big fan of this combo. Duchess is amazing for anywhere in the game, PvE, PvP. She has a huge passive that reduces damage done. A full team revive with Veil, with block. Full team revive with Veil. She brings perfect Veil and block buffs. Yeah, just really, really. Not perfect Veil. Sorry, it's just Veil, but still, solid champion. I don't know that much about Morrigan. I know that I run into her quite a bit in Arena, and she really pisses me off. So that's all I have to say about her. Love Lady Kimmy, and Theodore is, I think most of us know what Theodore can do. Really, really good solo champion anywhere in the game for the most part. So this is a stacked roster. That is why I will be going for both of the events, even though it's a very difficult time to go for both of the events, given the fusion going on. It's a really, really good, it actually kind of times just right for the fusion. We're in a bit of a lull for the fusion. Once you finish up Fire Knight and do your Artifact Enhancement event, we're going to be in a real lull for a day or two. Go ahead and just use your passive energy gain to knock out the spider. But what champions should you be using for spider if you're doing epics only? Well, there's a lot of great options. Now, I have on the free-to-play, I've got one team, and on the main account, I've got one team. Now, these champions are not regularly used on my account. I am doing stage 20. This is just mostly for convenience sake. On this account, I'm probably not going to keep any of the accessories that I get. But this is the team that I'm going with. Now, I've got Rector Draft for healing. I've got Cryodan for freezing the spiders. Royal Guard, who does enemy max HP damage to help speed up the killing of the boss. I've got Doom Priest for cleanse and a little bit of extra healing. And then Mordecai is really bringing most of the damage. So, you know what? I can keep it on Super Raid, so I'll go ahead and do that. So I'll show you. It's not going to be an especially fast team, but you'll kind of get an idea of how it works here. So I do freeze the spiders. You don't have to do that. That's just something that I like to do. There's other versions of control you can do. You'll see on my main account, I actually bring an Ally Protector to keep everybody alive, because I don't have as many stats on that account. But here you'll see what we're really doing. We're putting the HP burn on the spiders, and every time a spider takes a turn, we're just doing that little bit of damage, right? But that's why freezing is so interesting in this, right? Because they're still taking a turn, and they're still ticking the HP burn, but they don't actually attack me, so I don't take a lot of damage. That's why I really like freezing. Now, other options here would be stun. Other options would be like a provoker, and you pick who gets hit by the spiderlings, right? But most of that damage did come from Mordecai. Now, because I don't have as much turn meter control, I'm not really able to keep the spider from taking a turn. So the spider does heal up a little bit, but I'm not looking for a perfect team here. I'm just looking for one that works. And I feel like most of us are doing the same thing. This isn't supposed to be our permanent team. This isn't our min-max, speed-tuned, everybody does everything in the perfect order. You know, I've got champions that are picked for other content in the game. Cryodan is for Fire Knight Hard, so he has speeds that he needs to hit, right? And there you go. That's the team. So that was a minute 41. Not too far off my best. Granted, I haven't used a real team on stage 20 in a long time. So, but that is one example of a team that you can do. Now, you'll see Mordecai is doing 7 million. Royal Guard doing 3 million. Now, Royal Guard is not built very well on this team. If you have him, I recommend using him. He does bring turn meter control. He also brings enemy, I think he brings turn meter control. I could be wrong about that. But he also, I know for a fact he brings enemy max HP damage. So that'll speed your run up a bit. But even if you don't have a Royal Guard or a lot of those champions that I just listed, or even a fully leveled Mordecai, I want you guys to check this team out. My Mordecai is level 50. Now, I will admit that I had to build him a little strange. I had to find my maximum accuracy piece in every one of these. These sets being completed have nothing to do with wanting the sets. It's literally because they actually gave me the most accuracy on my account, period, for the slot. Because I don't have access to a banner, he's only level 50, and I'm not doing any masteries. This is a very basic Mordecai. But let me show you how the team works here. I'm going to take it off Super Raid so we can do a run. And you're going to see here that it's the same thing you just saw that Mordecai does a lot. I do bring an Ally Protector here. This is, I mean, that is a very stacked Taragi. That's a lot of HP. You can clearly see that. So we are taking some poisons, right? But you'll notice he's not taking any damage directly from the spiders. It's all poison damage that Mordecai is taking. And the spiders, because of the provoke, are attacking Taragi, which is working out really well for me. I do also have Skull Crusher, who I think would work pretty well here. The one downside I have with Skull Crusher is it's going to make the run take so much longer because of all those counterattacks. Let's talk about the rest of the team. So a lot of those HP burns coming out, that is from, as we know, Mordecai, right? We've already talked about what he brings to this team. But we also have Geomancer in this team as well. Now, Geomancer does do the reflect damage back onto whoever his HP burn is targeting. Now, he puts his burn on the main boss, which also manipulates turn meter. So that does speed things up a little bit. Deacon is in the team for a little bit of turn meter control and speed or a lead. So you'll see the spider gets a turn, so she does heal up a little bit there, but not that much, so we're okay. Just causes the run to take a little bit longer. I've got Ursula in there for revives and for decreased attack, as well as increased defense and strengthen to keep people alive. And you'll see, like, that those big ticks there, while they're not under burn, they're still doing Geomancer's stuff. At least I assumed that. I could be wrong, because they didn't do it that time, so. There was a big one there. Is it a percentage chance? It's probably. So one thing that I would recommend, and there's actually a question of this in the chat, kind of, and what they're asking about is like what is the best stage to farm? My recommendation, if you're looking for the best stage to farm, is to take a look at where you get the most points per energy used. And what I mean by that is I got 21 points on 16 energy with this team. I'm very happy with that result. I'm going to keep farming at stage 20. Is it possible that I could do stage 15, 13, even 10 and get more points? It's absolutely possible. I have seen that before. If we look at the tournament, now I'm not saying that it will happen, but when the Fire Knight tournaments were a thing, for these, I would do the Fire Knight tournaments and I would farm at like stage 6, but I was doing it so fast that I gained a large amount of points. This is not a speed tournament, is it? No, it's not. All right, never mind. It's not a turn based one. It is a straight up gear one. That really just blew my mind. So, yeah, I would farm stage 20. You're going to get more points per energy at stage 20. If you're struggling, you can do it. I want to say 16 or 13, I think is the one. There's one where you get a big, yeah, 13, I think. You actually get a really large, you get a more 6-star pieces. So you might be hitting a larger percentage of points there if you're farming, if you can't farm stage 20 with an all epic team. Um, but now, should I try these epic teams in Spider Hard? I should try them, but it feels like a little bit of a waste of energy because I don't think they're going to be able to do it. That's just me personally. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm happy doing stage 20. I get enough points, and that's all that I'm really looking at. Like, how many points am I getting per energy, and making sure that I'm taking advantage of that. The other thing to keep in mind, if you want to, you should wait until tomorrow to do the spider. So what I've done is I just tested a few teams. Now, I did test a couple different versions. Every team I tested at stage 20 with all epics did work, but I tested a few different teams. I tried one combination I really like for Spider is actually, obviously not for this event, but I like UDK and Godseeker Aniri because UDK, even if he dies, Godseeker just revives him, and UDK will always take the hit from the Spider. So he's the perfect Spider tank, right? So I do like that combination. I did try Godseeker Aniri in the team. Godseeker actually just did too much damage and was killing the spiders before they were doing the HP burns. So I took her out, brought in Geomancer instead, and now you kind of see the final version of the team. There was one version that had Venomage for just trying to do more damage to the boss, but better results with Geomancer and the final version of the team. I also tried running Allure. Now, Allure is not great at turn meter controlling the spider because only the first hit is guaranteed. The other 2 hits are random and will likely hit spiderlings. So I did try her. Didn't work, but as you can see, we have a team that works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't see a point in changing the team too much. But I do think that this summon pool event is very, very worth it. If you're not going for the fusion, definitely do it. If you are going for the fusion, budget accordingly. I keep talking about passive energy gain. What do I mean? I mean this gain right here. In 2 minutes, I'm going to have 9 energy. So in a couple of, over a period of time, I'm going to have my 130 energy back. I can put that 130 energy in the spider and not take a hit to my gems or anything like that. So that's kind of my recommendation in order to do that. For me personally, I do have the RSL helper. With RSL helper, there is this button, run effective resources. What that'll do is it'll actually automatically run spider for me every time I have enough energy to run spider overnight. And that keeps me from hitting that cap of 130. Now, you may not have RSL helper. You may be a mobile player, and that advice doesn't help you. But if you do have RSL helper, that is the reminder to say, hey, take advantage of that. So make sure that today, I know I have to make sure I finish my... I want to finish my Fire Knight right away and then do Spider because I have more time later to do Spider. But make sure you guys finish out your artifact enhancement events. This is one that can slip through the cracks sometimes. So you want to make sure you're paying attention and knocking that out. Couple of recommendations that I have. You'll see I have gained a lot of silver. This was pretty low the other day, but I've been farming and not spending silver, so I've gained up a lot of silver. Something that I like to do is first I'll go through and look at some champions that I use very regularly and see, do we have a piece that is not leveled? And does leveling that piece help my account at all? This piece doesn't really need to be leveled, but I will go piece by piece, champion by champion, and see if I have any level 12 stuff. Now, this could help, right? We've got this is more HP for Mithrala, right? So we take that to 16. We got a little bit more accuracy. That's more resistance for her. That's a great roll. I'm so glad I did that, right? Here, this is going to give me more HP. We get a defense percent substat. Let's go. Really improving my overall Mithrala performance. Here again, this will just give me a little bit more HP. And then we get another substat down here. We get a flat defense. Not great, but not terrible. Don't really need to upgrade this one anymore, though. Right? We have the accuracy, we have the speed, we have the HP. Could I get a defense percent substat? No, I can't. Because we're in an attack, we're in a weapon. So really, the only thing I could get here would be either resistance or flat attack. That's not worth the silver, because I may come across another champion that could use the gains more. And so this is what I like to do. This is how I start. Here again, right? We need defense on this champion, and they only have a level 12 shield. We're going to upgrade that. We're going to increase that. We get a little bit of crit rate. Don't care too much about that, but I'm not going to hate it because Godseeker can hit pretty hard. So if I get some extra crits, I'm happy with it. So this is how I like to start things. Even for Deacon here, this is going to give him more defense, right? More survivability. We would love that. We get some resistance. That's the same thing. So once I go through a bunch of that, and I'm, then I take a look at where I'm at in the, how far have I progressed in the event. So we topped off a bunch of pieces. So I go back, I take a look at the artifact enhancement event. All right, pretty far along. And let's say that I went through everybody that matters and I checked all of their gear and everybody had everything to 16. And there isn't anybody else that I want or need to level right now. So that's when I start saying, all right, cool. Well, let's start leveling gear for gear. And what do I mean by that? So let's say that I want to find an item that has crit rate, crit damage, attack percent. We have any items with this that could be leveled, huh? Let's see. That's an HP percent one for an HP-based nuker. Not really using one, but look at this item. This item is a definite 16, right? So a little bit of crit rate, but on lethal, that's fine because you get crit rate from the gear. Good crit damage, good attack percent rolls, and then a little bit of extra HP just for survivability. I can't be mad at that. That is a great piece, great roll. Really excited about that. Great investment of silver into that. Here we've got a resistance chestplate. Don't know about that. Here's another. It's a stone skin weapon with attack, crit damage, crit rate. This could potentially be part of a nuker that I have in stone skin once I get access to more accessories. Not great rolls. Not terrible, though. We do get a big chunk of attack. We do have crit rate and crit damage on it no matter what. And a little bit of resistance. Sometimes that can be pretty nice on a nuker, right? So I just go through and level up pieces like that. I level up the pieces I need to level up first. And then I go through and I find what's a good piece. And then I go from there. Another example of that would be like, I like to do speed and accuracy. Case in point, we just put a bunch of speed and accuracy gear on my Mordecai to make his team work, even though he's only level 50. And you can come in here and take a look and say, cool, what gear do I have that has speed and accuracy that would be good to level? Like this right here would be a great piece to level up, right? You've got, take this to 12, see what kind of rolls we get. Boom, speed and accuracy, great rolls, absolutely great. Kind of didn't mean to press that button there, but I will take that to 16. And then we get a little bit of HP on there. This item is great for any debuffer on my account. Absolutely great. And even really good, I could see this being used on somebody like Allure, for example, who needs to also be able to do critical hits to get her turn meter control, right? So I don't need this on her, but this would be a good piece for her because you get that crit rate and you get that speed and accuracy. The other thing to do too is to check your boots. You may have some really good speed boots that are just waiting to get leveled, right? So for me, like these ones right here, the substats on this are really, really bad. But sometimes for Relentless, maybe you're just looking to have the 6-star boots and get Relentless to work. For example, on my main account in Relentless, I run a lot of champions in Relentless for Hydra. So like Ancora is in Relentless. You can see here, right? Padrig is in Relentless. And even my Ugo on here is in Relentless. So those boots might be able to complete the set. So make sure you're checking your boots too. Those are all the main places that I would look for. Now, I've mentioned this briefly already, but if you are looking for silver, if you don't have enough silver, come into the forge, go to your, your gear, whatever, it doesn't matter which one, right? And take the 3 to 4 stuff, you craft this, and then you sell it. Now, I've already talked about that in video, but if you craft all 10 of these, sell all 10 of them, and get yourself a bunch of free silver. Now, why do it at levels? Why this stuff? Because the materials for this are not used in the big stuff, other than the bars. But you'll see that you need to use the epic and you need to use the legendary stuff, but you don't need the rare stuff. And by rare, I mean it's the blue stuff, right? You don't need the blue stuff, but you do need the purple and the orange stuff, right? So the best stuff that you want to forge uses this materials, but not this. So you can craft this and not hurt your crafting of actual stuff that you want to use. Craft it, sell it. It's a bunch of silver. So that's where I go in and get that silver. The other thing too is I don't recommend doing it during this. I recommend forging during Clan v Clan. But if you do forge this stuff, you're going to sell most of it anyways, right? You're really only going to keep probably something that has crit rate, crit damage, or speed and accuracy. I mean, the gear resilience itself isn't great, but the same thing can be applied to perception, right? You can come in here, craft all this weak perception, sell it. But even if you wanted to craft your good stuff today, I recommend doing it during Clan v Clan. But if you wanted to craft your good stuff today, you can do that and then sell all the bad stuff, and you're going to make silver that way as well. So if you are struggling for silver, that's a great way to get it back. You'll see if we go on the account. I'm only down to 18 million, and I'm pretty far in the artifact enhancement event. So a couple more pieces, and I think I'm going to be all set. I do recommend keeping an eye on this because it's very easy to go over. And I would recommend that you guys not do that. It's kind of a waste of, not a waste of silver. You do get a ancient shard. But I would rather, if it's me, I would save my silver for another artifact enhancement event. And in my case, I can skip one of those. Now, it is actually my plan to do every single event. My time constraints may affect that. I didn't play this weekend. I almost missed a bunch of them this weekend, but I managed to pull it all off. Stayed up a little late last night to do it, but I did it. That being said, if you have the time, do all of the events, because those extra 10 fragments will be fragments that you can then apply towards the mod chests in the future. So keep that in mind. I will be going for all of the events so that I can potentially get mod down the line. All right, I'm going to call that a video. A little bit longer of a video. I do apologize for that, guys, but we covered a lot of information, a lot of important information. I'm very excited about the Fusion, very excited about this Summon event as well. I gotta say, this is the most tempting event I think I've had for spending money on. I've already told myself I will never do money into the summon pool ever again, but it's tempting. I don't recommend it. I highly do not recommend it. Without a mercy system, it is a money sink, complete waste. But the whales are going to be out in force going for extra Kaimars. So, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. If you like my content, please consider subscribing. We are 2 subscribers away from 1,200. That's a big milestone for me. Very excited about that. Also, consider liking the video or leaving a comment. Give me your thoughts. How do you do fusions? Is there anything I missed? let me know in the comments, because I love to read those, reply to them, put them in a future video, and say, hey, I forgot this thing. And of course, liking the video and commenting on the video helps me algorithmically and gets me more views and helps my channel grow. So I appreciate all of that support. Again, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. All right. What do you mean affinity team? What affinity team? Are you talking about the, because you're saying affinity, but you don't mean affinity. You mean all epic team. Oh, the Wixwell team? Why? There's no buff extension. I mean, she, you know, in place of like Ursula, I could understand it, right? She brings 2 buffs, but 75% chance of transferring all debuffs from this champion to the target, removes all debuffs from all allies, right? So we have a cleanse. We have a block debuffs and a continuous heal. And each hit decreasing 2 random buffs on the target. There's no buff extension in here. So GS. Who's GS? Godseeker. Yeah. So yeah, you're using God. So let me explain. So your Godseeker, right, is your buff extender. Your Wixwell is your buff extender, and your Sandlashed is your buff extender. So yeah, you've already got 3 extenders. What you're getting out of Sanguinia is bringing block debuffs, which is great for you. And she's bringing 2 buffs for the mechanic, but she's not really doing anything to extend those buffs, if that makes sense, because your extenders are 3 different champions. So here's the thing that you're not understanding about the continuous heals. They're not doing anything. The continuous heals is not doing anything because you will never take a single HP point of damage in the entire run. Yeah, I'm not saying Sanguinia is hurting your team. She's not hurting your team, but she's not having... What's up, Freak? She's not having the impact on your team I think that you think she's having. But your team is working, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I just want you to know that Sanguinia has nothing to do with the team's efficiency, other than block debuffs, but Wixwell brings that anyways with his intercept. So... Correct. Yes, Wixwell strengthens the shield by the number of buffs extended. You're absolutely right. But Sanguinia would bring fewer buffs than what my Ursula brings. As well as the buffs that Ursula brings makes my team take less damage in total. So your recommendation of Sanguinia in my comp doesn't make sense. But it works great for your comp. And that's awesome. So congrats on getting a Wixwell team up and running. That's awesome. I'm really, really happy for you. That is not an easy task. But I totally get where you're coming from. You're right. Wixwell brings defense. You're right, Mikolash. It's the same number. Yeah, Robert, I totally get where you're coming from. I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm just using a different champion that also brings a guaranteed decrease attack. So I would prefer to bring Ursula and the Strengthen rather than what you're bringing. But I get where you're coming from, and that's awesome. I'm glad that your team is working. I really, truly am. All right, let's move on. What do we want to do? I'm glad I got that recording out. How noticeable is the sty on my eye? Probably not, right? I don't know. I can't see myself looking in the camera because anytime I look over, I'm looking over on my screen. So, because it's very, very quick. But thankfully, it doesn't hurt as much as it did over the weekend. If I don't point it out, yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't point it out on the video, right? That's what my wife said, but the problem is, like, right in my field of vision, right here, I have this dot, right? So I'm constantly seeing, like, a blurry, like, off in the distance. Like, it's just really, yeah, annoying. So, okay. Do we want to just jump into some live arena now? I think that sounds like a plan. Oh God, Mikolash. I don't want to like all you guys that are good at this game. Like I don't need to face you, okay? I would say I'm mediocre at the game. I can talk. All right. You know what's really funny? And this is not a complaint or anything like that, but I watch a lot of content from other different games, different content creators. One of my favorite content creators, I guess I can shout him out, right? I guess there's no harm in me. He's not a Raid Shadow Legends or anything, but his name is his channel is XP Gamers, but his name is Captain Shack. But when I watch him, just like you guys, I watch him and he doesn't see stuff plainly in front of him, and he misspeaks, you know, and all these little things, right? And I used to judge and be like, how does he not see this? It's right there, right? It's like he's hovering over this world right now. That's the planet he's looking for. And I will say these things and think these things all through the watching his content. And then now as a content creator, I'm the exact same thing. I do the exact same stuff. I know this is going to be a stone skin Hefrak. But yeah, so it's like now when I do this stuff and I see those comments and I'm just like, oh man, it's right there in front of me. I did the same thing that I'm always was so judgmental about. So it really opens your eyes to how different things can be. That is surprisingly fast, Arbiter, for not having a blessing. Unfortunately, I think I'm still faster, and that's all that I need. I polymorph the Hefrak here. Yeah, and it's really hard when you're talking and looking at the same time, too. Him getting a turn could be a problem. Oh, no, not if he does that. That's fine. I'm sorry, did you want to take a turn? Definitely going to polymorph that. Sorry, we don't allow turns here. We're cool like that. Not gonna lie, don't know what you were thinking, pal. You had a very fast Arbiter. You had a very solid team. This was your game to win. And you just threw it away by giving me my Armands. I really don't know what you were thinking there. I love how he's like so salty about it. He's like, no, no, no. You're going to kill my Death Knight. I'm going to make you sit here and manually kill my Death Knight. I would do the same thing, man. How did Hefrak do 1,000 damage? Did he do a counterattack, maybe? No, I get where that guy's logic was. Like, oh, let me ban his only damage dealer, but you can't leave Armands. You just can't. But yeah, it's like you said, Mikolash. It's hard to remember everything, but it's also, as you're talking, so difficult because you don't. When you're a content creator, you don't like blank space. You don't like what like where there's no noise. So you're constantly like vamping, and then you're so focused on the vamping that you can't divert your mental energy to find the thing you're looking for. I feel like I've fought Born to Kill before, and I feel like they kicked my ass. So we're about to find out. What blessing is that? I know it's one of the new ones. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. Okay. So obviously Sun Wukong, and now we got to think about what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be a tanky team, hard for me to break through, but it's gonna be hard for them to do damage to me. I won't be able. So Sun Wukong won't get to revive though. So I need to go more crowd control. So I think I need to go Mithrala here into her. And just try to keep people. I need to crowd control their team more than doing the Sun Wukong revive with Ultimate Death Knight thing. Yeah, I already remember this. Yeah, they kicked my ass before. No, I know. I know after 6 turns, but if I have to wait for 6 turns, I have already my ultimate Death Knight's not gonna live for that long. I fear. All right, now I think I need to steal here. I don't think I can kill anybody. If I can steal... If I could have stole the stone skin, that would have been huge, though. But I did get a very big shield, so I can't complain too much. And when they revive this guy, he's... Aha! Let's go. That's why I bring Mithrala right there. Now, obviously, she's going to revive now. Now, this gets tricky. I wonder if I can kill this. I cannot. I know I do less damage to somebody that's petrified, but I just had high hopes for the damage of my Sun Wukong. I didn't think that I would kill the Duchess, because Duchess had the bigger shield. So that's why I made the decision that I made. That turn meter control right there might help me a little bit. I can steal again. This time I don't get lucky and I don't kill the Geralt. So I think I just lose now. Yeah. Is what it is. I think I made the best decision that I was presented with each turn. Even if I tried to kill the Duchess with the A2 of... Maybe next time I try to A2 the Geralt and just keep him polymorphed, because obviously they don't have any damage without that. So, yeah. Well, GG. I will still fight it, but this is pretty much a loss. Try to win the speed battle. The only thing I can think of. What's up, Isma? No, I disagree with you there. I don't think banning Mithrala does much for me on this particular fight. It's either steal or try to polymorph, right? Like, that's what this comes down to. But I think I just have to hope I get lucky with the steal. I did get lucky with the steal, but I didn't get the kill, and he can ignore the stone skin that I have. So, although I am going to get a sneaky little turn here, maybe I get some fears out. He stole it back. That's a really big problem. I will get a bunch of damage here, but they're going to have a living Sun Wukong. This should wipe. It doesn't get the Terras. Yeah. I mean, this isn't a fight I should win at the end of the day, right? Like, you know, you gotta understand the realities there. Yeah, I think I made the right choice to A3 and pray, exactly like you said. I did get lucky, just didn't have the damage. Not a surprise. I'm a free-to-play account. That guy obviously spent money. I mean, we're talking high blessings. We've got Terras. We've got Georgid. Just top tier champions that I'm not going to be able to compete with. So the fact that I even did that well is worth recognizing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So Mithrala or... I think it's Mithrala. The ban here is tricky. I'm kind of leaning towards banning Sun Wukong. Because, I mean, I think I can win the speed battle, but I don't know. I think I banned Sun Wukong. Let's try it. I did consider banning Estrid as well, but, you know, we're trying something. We're taking a chance, right? And we're just a smudge to... There we go. Okay, I think we're still good. The downside is I don't really have a prime target for his hit here, but I will hit Rhonda, I think. And we got a weak hit. And literally everything was negative affinity. Alright. I definitely want to get a little turn meter here. I'm not that worried about Rhonda's big hit here. Not as much as Sun Wukong. Yeah, like, that's not all that bad. I don't... Because Sun Wukong is going to come back. Get the cleanse. We just need to live. There's Sun Wukong. Throw this out there. And let's see if Sun Wukong can get a turn. That is a really fast Rhonda. Or was that a counterattack? Maybe Sun Wukong won't get an attack. Yeah, he won't. Alright. Maybe I should A3 there instead of try to force a weak hit A2. Shouldn't weak hit polymorph. Maybe not because it's a weak hit. And you don't land debuffs on a weak hit? I don't know. That's a good point. Hey, what's up, comp? How you doing, man? I'm doing okay. I think that's definitely one I should have won, though. Like, that one, that's a... Honestly, that's a little disappointing to get that loss. Maybe I just... I mean, Astrid was actually slower than the Elva. But the Elva doesn't get as much turn meter reversal, so... Now, see, this is more my pace. This is my speed, right? I wouldn't ban Elva because of the only revive, and that's not the only revive because I would have been leaving Sun Wukong. So, no, I think the other ban there is Estrid to prevent me from being turn meter manipulated. This guy's obviously free to play, but I'm also really jealous of his team here. So I don't think that they have any way of killing my UDK. And I think I ban the Acelin because I don't really care about anybody else. Wukong would have made it through. Oh, what are they doing? What's up, Vodka? Yeah, Wukong would have made it through the ban. If I left Wukong, it would have banned somebody else instead. This just feels mean. I'm gonna be honest. I feel kind of bad about this one. I'm kind of a dick. There's an easier way for me to do that, but it is one of the only ways I have to remove that buff. That was a dick move. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a jerk. You really think that's a bot? I don't know how they pick champions for bots, but I don't know. To give them an Acelin? I don't know about that. Could be. I don't know. I'm not complaining. Did I really have 3 losses in a row, though? That's depressing. Some even have stone skin? Okay. Bots always ban the first champ, too. That's why he did Arbiter. Aha! Okay, so definitely a bot. Cool. I wouldn't know that, guys. I don't lose 3 in a row that often. This is just a fluke. That would also explain why they didn't leave after I clearly beat them. Okay. We've lost to this team before. Or we won. Like, I remember somebody that did a similar team to this, and I think I did the same thing. I think I banned their Wukong. Damn it. I don't know why I was so afraid of counterattacks, because they would have been stunned. I'm an idiot. That's a total misplay by me. That is an absolute misplay by me. I threw that game hard. So what I was so afraid of them counterattacking, I was like, let me just remove all these counterattacks. But if I steal their turn meter and stun them, they don't counterattack. So that's a stupid thought on my part. Absolute fail of a play by me. Okay, so I'm banning the Armands. I need a cleanse for this fight. Well, even if they had block debuffs, I still would have... Okay, maybe then they don't get stunned and they do counterattack. But I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't think those counterattacks would have killed Armands, and I would have been able to polymorph after with them having no turn meter, and then Sun Wukong would get to go. It's a tough... I mean, so we obviously know the way I did do it, I lost. So next time I see that, I have to do the turn meter steal first. That's really good for me. No reason for me to use the A2 because it's just going to go into Stone Skin, so I will use that. Obviously, Sun Wukong comes back, but... We'll get a heal there. That's a bad revive, but I don't have any other way of getting Mithrala back. So we need to think about this. I probably should have done it. Yeah, not enough turns for Sun Wukong to come back. Yeah, I should have revived. Okay. It's a good team. I can't UDK there because I don't have a way to remove the bombs. And... I don't know how I could play that one any differently, right? Because I need cleanse. So I need Mithrala. Congrats, Mikolash. Yeah, my win rate has plummeted since I hit silver, but that's to be expected. I mean, I'm silver on my main account, so the difficulty that I'm going up against here is large. I do think this is an ultimate Death Knight time. Okay. I don't know who to ban. I'm just hoping that I'm faster than both of his arbiters. That's really what I'm hoping for here. And I'm not. Didn't matter. His Genbo was too slow. After this, I need to finish the artifact enhancement before I forget. Actually thinking of banning Sun Wukong again. I mean, yeah, this is the best chance I have of winning the speed battle. Wow. She's in a provoke set? This guy's next level. And his Sun Wukong hits like a wet noodle. What is going on? You guys ever seen that? You ever seen a Mithrala in provoke? I know I can hit hard. I don't know that I can get through that shield and strengthen. So I'll steal some buffs. I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying I'm surprised by it. Is more or less where I'm coming from on that. Okay. I don't know. I feel like DPS UDK would be pretty good, to be honest. He could smack. I don't think he's like top tier nuker, but in this level, he'd catch a lot of people by surprise with that. You're all right. So probably a loss here, to be honest. I do wonder what I'd be able to do if I was to get El Hain boosted up, though. Okay. I'm going to pick this to counter the Rotos. I'm going to ban the Wukong. Honestly, I think he should have A1'd my Arbiter and killed her. Never mind, that'll do it. There's a chance. Never mind. I wouldn't have been able to kill him no matter what. Yeah. I think I called that one a loss anyways, before we even went into it. Where is... Isn't there a spot where you can see your win-loss record? I mean, I know I can, like, calculate it in battle log. I don't want to do that, though. There it is. Okay. 53%. Yeah, but that is a lot of that is bronze, right? Like that's not only silver. All right, let's finish off my artifact enhancement event. Also, you wanted me to look at my deacon. He does have a 4-star shield, but I don't think I have anything better than that in perception. Could be wrong. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's 7 more accuracy. I lose 1 speed, but I can also just do this. Give him HP as well. Need more than that. There we go. All right. That's going to be a great piece for completing a lethal set on somebody at some point. Just out of curiosity, how much lethal gear do I have? Technically, I have enough to put somebody in lethal, but don't really want to use crit rate gloves to do it. All right, where are we at on the event? Let's try one more piece to 6 stars. I just want to look at good sets right now. Is any of this other lethal stuff decent? Those are really good rolls. I still don't know that I would use that piece, though, being a 5-star chest. What chests do I have that are 6 stars? Period. I don't even know why I leveled that. That's a good piece. We're going to level this. Let's sell those ones that I just marked, and then let's level this guy. Not the best rolls, but... Alright, so I need... It's 622. So if I take a 5, okay, so I need a lot of leveling up to 12 to get the points I need. But if I take another piece to 6 stars, or to 16 will be good. You see if I've got any other crit rate damage gear. All right, not too bad. All right, wanted to make sure I got that done so I didn't forget it. It's very easy for me to get off and then forget that. The main account really doesn't matter. I'm sure I have some lethal that's ready to go. Or let's build Estrid. Let's do that. Since I finally leveled her up. So I can find her. There she is. Actually, let me just... I know I should technically wait to do this, but I don't care. Trying to decide if I want her more for Hydra or if I want her for Arena. I feel like I would want her more for Hydra. At which point I would try to get her in Relentless. It's a lot of accuracy. I feel like you should go for all Hydra build for now. Alright, so we need to take this to 16 and see if we get an additional speed roll. We don't. Yeah, I think I want Relentless on her. So that, we'll take this to 16. It's got more speed than the others, so we'll take it to 16. This shield. I might not even be able to make it really work, to be honest. So... Okay. One. Not too worried about her dropping the. To be honest, I don't even know where I'm gonna use her. Like what team she's gonna be on in Hydra. I don't think she makes the cut for my main team. I really like the combination of Padrig and what's her face too much, but I get what you guys are saying. I don't mind changing it, so there's no harm in just building her super fast. So her and the rabbit. Oh, I never even thought about that. That makes a lot of sense to put her with like the whole Easter theme, right? So her and the bunny rabbit. Brazzlefarg. Yeah, I mean, for like my second team on this account, I think I'd rather go for. Wait, is something else selected? There's no way that's right. I only have one piece of speed gear with both speed and accuracy. That makes no sense to me. I do use Molly in one of my other teams, so I do like the idea of her and Molly together. She's got no masteries or anything. I'm just looking for general that I want speed and accuracy on gear, but I'm mostly looking for speed. I was just surprised that I didn't have any other accuracy. Like usually I would keep speed and accuracy gear for my speed stuff, but to have none in a speed set was a bit of a surprise for me. You can tell I haven't farmed anything in a minute, though. Yeah, obviously a lot of it's equipped, but I just don't know how so much stuff I don't know. I feel like stuff is falling through the cracks a bit. Okay. Now I'm looking for this and this, and doesn't have to have substat speed, but I want the fastest items on the account. .22 accuracy. Yeah, this piece would get trashed if not for all the speed on it. So we'll use it on a very fast champion for sure. Wow, both of these rolled a bunch into flat stats. It's actually kind of the most balanced one. Yeah. All right, where are we at on the event? I am considering making a Wixwell team on here as well. That would not be his final build. I would change him out. I don't know that I want to move his gear right now, or change his gear right now, though. But yeah, no, I was thinking about that. Okay, so I really want him in a reflex. But I think I already leveled the gear I want him in. Maybe not. What do we have with speed and accuracy? Definitely that chest. Alright, so none. With defense gauntlets? Yeah, that would make sense. Give me a reason to level those. And we got an accuracy roll. Nice. All right, I'll answer your question in just 1 second, Derek. I'm just want to check and see. Yeah, so I still need to level up some more stuff. All right. I just want to finish my train of thought, or I'm gonna completely forget everything I'm trying to do here. Speed, accuracy, defense percent on both of these. And I want to go by probably speed. And remove these filters. I actually really like the idea of completing a Defiant set here, so I'm going to do that. Look at that. Built it, came out super fast, too. Alright, and that's a reasonable speed, 221. I don't need him to be crazy fast, but a ton of defense. That shield's going to get built up really, really fast. That is not the permanent amulet I want on him. I had that for blood shield purposes. Believe... But I don't want to do that blood shield team on him anymore, so I don't need to worry about it. So I want the accuracy and defense, so we'll equip that guy. And double check the event. There we go. Boom. Cool. All right, so I should be at 45 on everything with Fire Knight left to go. All right, so Derek says level 42 free-to-play account with Newt as my only 60. Would you go Drath, Apothecary, Rhonda, Kale, or War Maiden next 60? So, I've got a few thoughts on this. One, you're level 42, you only have 160. That leads me to believe that you have a bunch of 50s. And this is a 3-turn hitter, so that's a... Yeah. I'm leaning towards Rector Drath because I really think that you're going to be able to accomplish a lot with Rector and Newt. Like, you can just two-man a bunch of dungeons. Rector keeps Newt alive, and Newt does Newt things to bosses. So you should be able to handle most dungeons with that combination. Um, but I do think you lack a good campaign farmer. And the best option of what you gave me, I think, is Kale as a campaign farmer. Um, I don't think Newt would be as good at campaign farming as the others. His A2 will clear the waves, but he's going to have a lot of A1s in there, and it's a triple hitter. His animation is very quick, though, which is good, but it's going to be it's longer than like a Sun Wukong campaign farm would be, for example. But my recommendation, just based on everything you're telling me, would be Rector Drath. Because you need to get an epic up there. She can just keep your Newt alive, and that's going to not cheese your way through content, but it is going to kind of cheese your way through a lot of content where Newt can have that added survivability to be good. Alex has some really good questions too about, like, do you have souls? Do you have any, who's booked? That's a good point too. I'm really like impressed, not in a good way, I guess. Surprised then that you've managed to get 40 level, that not managed, but that you are level 42 and only have one 6-star champion. I'm not a big advocate for that. We have another guy in the community who has done that as well. I did an account takeover for him, and that's, man, it is a intimidating task to have all of these 5-star champions and then to say like how do I pick one to go 6-star? Like, it's really challenging to pick and choose, who I'm gonna go with at that point. Exactly. Yeah. No, I get that. Like, I know that. The problem is that these guys didn't know that when they made these accounts and they leveled up these accounts. So they're in this position where they don't have any 6-stars and they have all these 5-stars. And I'm like, I don't know who to pick. Like, they've got these deep rosters, and it's like, well, this is one of the best champions in the game, but you have no support for him because he's surrounded by 5-stars. I don't know what to do. Uh, nah, just cracked 42 and figured I'd wait to buy them and save resources for 2x on the souls. Only have 3 Lego books and holding off till, God, this freaking heart, till CVC for that. Kale has masteries. So, Derek, my number one recommendation for anybody playing this game ever, one champion at a time. Just wholeheartedly, just focus on one champion at a time. Because you've got masteries on a 5-star Kale, right? You've got a fully 6-star Newt, uh, who you may or may not be able to book, right? It's I'm a firm believer in one champion at a time. And that doesn't mean that like one champion to 6 stars at a time. Let me rephrase. Because if you level up Newt to 6 stars, but you don't have enough books for him, obviously you have to wait, right? So for campaign farming purposes, I think Kale is better. Um, for progression purposes, I think Draft is better. But I think Kale first, and then use Kale as your campaign farmer to be able to quickly level up your Rector Draft, and then you've got a team. Any new account I start, I always 6-star my starter champion first, which is always going to be Kale, and then I 6-star my epic that I get next. Um, unless the code for Monkey is going to be gone soon. So, but yeah, I usually go rare, epic, and then my legendary is my third thing. Whatever free legendary we get, that's usually going to be my third, or if I get one from the pull, that's usually going to be my third champion. The fact that you have masteries changes my thoughts on Kale a little bit. I do really like the idea of a Kale, Rector Draft, Newt clan boss team as well. I think that's going to be pretty decent. So yeah, I would go Kale then Draft. Given the level of your account and how many days you're probably in, you could probably just get High Katoon before you need to worry about leveling that apothecary too. Honestly. Okay. I need to do a cleanse. And that is not going to be entertaining. And I have quite a lot of you watching, but I'm in a really bad way on both accounts right now for gear. I do want to double check that I didn't have any blue accessories slip through the cracks. I'll keep that one. That's fine. Am I capped on accessories? I don't... very close to it. You're not watching me. Thanks, Vodka. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I don't. This is a very deep cut. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember IRC. It was a chat program back in the day. I used to use IRC to find scrimmages for Counter-Strike. But I also came across these IRC channels that used Winamp, and you could do broadcasting on Winamp. So you would go into these channels and they would give you information, like they would, give you the Winamp stuff so you could listen to their broadcast, right? And they would just play their music that they had and act like a DJ. But you could talk to them. So I would chat with them. And this one guy I started listening to would only have like 3 listeners. And every single day, because I was like 12, I thought I was so funny because I would request Nobody's Listening by Linkin Park every day. Like, I thought I was such a troll. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I would just, every time I would go in and I'd be like, Nobody's Listening by Linkin Park. And he would just be like, I hate you. uh, I unlocked a memory with that right there. That was a long time ago. All right. I'm really at a point now where I just need to go piece by piece here. Yeah, I need to be I need to start being more stringent. Like none of this gear is making the cut. Let's be honest, right? If I'm building crit rate, crit damage stuff, I need. Yeah, I don't think I don't think life gear is making the cut on this account anymore. Uh, I mean, I could see that potentially. We've got speed. We've got speed. No speed. Yeah, this is get cut. I like the rolls on that. So I don't necessarily like the rolls here. Speed on that. I like the rolls there. Speed. 5-star piece gonna go. 5-star piece gonna go. Speed. Speed. For a chest, that's not bad. Speed. 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 I could see that. If I roll that up, I could see that. We got speed here. Defense percent 5-star boots. I think it gets cut. Attack percent 5-star boots. I could actually see that being used in certain scenarios. And then speed boots for a speed set. This gets cut. Nothing to apologize. I don't even know what that means, to be honest, Derek, but nothing to apologize for. And glad we're able to help. This is what's so great about my community. In fact, don't remember, guys, there is a exclamation point Discord that you guys should all be able to use, and that's gonna pop up my Discord info. So it's a really great resource for you to get that help when I'm not live streaming, so you can hop in Discord and then beg Vodka to give you help. Speed, accuracy, defense, and resist. I like that one had, and it's a 5-star. I don't want to blanket get rid of all 5-star stuff, but I'm really getting to that point. This is terrible substats. What's up, THC? Yeah, I'm very much to the point where I'm probably going to do that, Mikolaj. No, I'm to the point now on this account where I want to sell everything 5-star, even legendary. Like, this doesn't get used. Speed and accuracy, I'm fine with. Speed. Don't think that gets used. Good with that. That doesn't get used. No speed on this. I'm going to trash this. Oh, I hear you on that. I know I'm getting rid of the potentially good gear. Very much so. It's just a matter of laziness at this point. Why am I calling you out? Because you're always in there chatting, Vodka. It was a compliment. It was a good thing. You're always helping. I love that. I love our community. Like I'm not gonna lie, I have had a thought earlier and I didn't share it because I feel like I've had too many sappy streams lately. You know? It feels like because here's the thing, if every single stream I get to talking about like how great things are going and how everybody is so friendly and nice and all these things, right? If I do that every single stream, it loses its oomph. It loses it, you know. So I put we hit really good, like we were at 20 viewers for a very big portion of the stream, and then total views, total people that came through my channel today is higher than it's been in a long time. We're at 149 views. That's how many people came through the channel today. That's really big for me. I don't usually get that many people through the channel. I'm lucky to hit 100, and I've already hit 150, and we still have 20 minutes to go. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm looking for speed and resistance on this stuff is what I'm looking for. I do kind of like that one. I wish they had a filter so you could select stuff that you don't want to see. Right? Like, don't show me speed and resistance gear, and then I'll sell everything that I don't, Barely any of these. I don't know why I've kept these pieces for so long. Barely any of these even had speed on them. That one's fine. There we go. Speed, resistance. That one's okay. Also, Vodka, in my head, you're my barometer. Because I know how you feel about other content creators, right? So you're like my barometer of, do I feel like I'm doing what I should be doing? It's like, is Vodka still watching me? All right, cool. I'm not stepping on any toes that of that group, like people that think like Vodka, if that makes sense. Okay, so for cursed set, we're looking for speed. We don't need accuracy for this set, but we are looking for speed to be on it. My opinion, be real, be yourself, don't be jackass. No, I know. I guess that means that I'm not dipping into that jackass territory is what I mean. And I don't sound... I don't want to say anything that'll get me, potentially get me in too much trouble down the line. But what I will say is that I do sometimes have difficulty understanding the accents of different content creators. And it can be quite off-putting sometimes. I could see this being... No speed on it. I gotta... I can see that being used. These boots, not at all. No. Yes. No. I do actually kind of like this piece. I don't think I'd ever use the set, but this piece is decent. Good crit damage, good crit rate with attack percent as a substat 6-star piece. That's not bad. I rolled a quad crit rate roll for 31% crit rate on a cursed piece. Congrats. That's big. Big. Regen set is a set that I could see myself using for a couple of solo champions. So I don't want to completely ignore it, but I do need to be less critical of gear on this set, I would say. You can see I've rolled a lot more pieces of this, it feels like, and kept a lot of pieces of it too. But I'm really going to look for a minimum of speed, I feel like, on these pieces. Like, that one's fine. Because it's likely that I'm going to want them to be fast for whatever build that I'm using them for in Relentless. That's a good one. It's a lot of crit damage, but I don't think that's something I'm going to need on a regen set. Yeah, that's not going to make a cut. Interesting, but it's only 5 stars. Doesn't make the cut. No. Bad rolls. No. Speed. It does help for some champions to have that much speed. I like the HP and defense on this piece too, if I needed to complete a set, but also keep their stats high. Hi, what's up, Sadie? You're gonna make a new game when you're a grown-up?
Yeah, me and Connor are going to work together to make that game. It avoids SpongeBob. We're going to use all SpongeBob characters. It's going to be a fancy game.
It's going to be a fancy game?
Yeah, we probably going to put SpongeBob characters night in too. And we probably want to some people eating theirs to see SpongeBob characters fight.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for telling me about your game. I'm going to be done soon, and then we're going to do lunch, okay? It's a little too late for a snack because you guys got about 12 minutes until lunchtime, okay? So why don't we hold off on the snack, and I'll make lunch in 12 minutes, okay? All right. Love you guys. All right, like those gloves. I'd like accuracy, but I'm fine with just speed there. Same here. Would like speed on that. Not worried about the crit damage. Not worried about crit rate. Crit damage with crit rate in regen. I actually gonna hold on to that one. In case I needed to build like a R-Tac or something to do a lot of damage. Because I am considering building him. Alright. Same reason why I'm going to keep this one. That's a lot of crit rate. Can help make other parts of a build better. Not worried about any of these non-speed boots, though. I will keep a 5-star speed boot in this set. From the raid community, I assume that's not my community. You're talking about the actual raid channel. I'm going to keep some of the shield sets right now. Because I do want to build a Wixwell team. I'm going to look at something real quick, too. Let's go do this. Refresh it. I really want to post that video really like sooner rather than later. I won't do it while I'm streaming because then I'll lag, but I want to get that video out there because I want to hit 1,200 subs. So pretty big. I'm still 2 away. All right, so now we're in Relentless. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Relentless. I know that a lot of you guys are maybe less so for Hydra, but I really like it on Hydra. Especially for like my turn meter boosters and whatnot. What's up, Icky? Yeah, we were talking about it earlier. Just as an accuracy item, I'll keep that one. I'm really looking for speed as a minimum on some of these. Because I do have quite a bit that will probably never get used or rolled. Don't think that piece gets used ever. That's flat stats. That's flat stats. Ugh. I feel like I've only scratched the surface at this point. I've been lurking most of the stream, was kind of busy, but had it on in the background. Well, I appreciate that. Every single one of you guys that does that for me and leaves it on in the background, that's huge. Big fan of Relentless, just not on Estrid. That's fair. That's fair. I really like it on turn meter champions because then they're just cycling through that turn meter more. But you get the same effect with reflex, right? So for me, Freak, and this is just my opinion, I feel like Instinct Gear is a budget savage lethal, you know? I have it on my Seer. I think it's a fine set. What I do like about it is if you get good rolls, right? Like if you have speed on every piece, you could probably get away if you do like if you did Instinct and a speed set, and you have speed on every piece, you could probably get away with running attack percent or defense percent boots. Because you get that speed from the set itself. Is that going to make up for speed boots? No, but if you're getting speed throughout the set, you might be able to run higher damage and still hit your other goals with crit rate, crit damage. It's a theory thing. I've never done it in practice, but you can tell I just don't look at my Savage gear because I don't want to get rid of a good piece, but there's some stuff in here that is just trash. Some of these are getting a pass, even though they're bad, but they're rolled. The silence now is really triggering my tinnitus. I'm hearing ringing really bad right now. Not a huge fan, but I do like it had speed on it. No, no, no. 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 Yeah, anything speed I'll keep. Okay. But would you really need your nukers to be speedy? I mean, I can't put it on the Arbiter and neither Sun Wukong, so what type of champ are suited for that set? Oh, for Instinct. Speed is a big part of the meta right now. Sacrificing a little bit. Well, again, if you don't have the Savage gear, right? Like, I barely was able to get Savage gear to work on my Sun Wukong. Instinct is a budget Savage gear that you can get for low cost. But to be honest, I've never really used it. That's why I don't ever go for it when it's a thing, even on the free-to-play. Oh, there's 12 o'clock. All right. We'll finish out this stun set, and then I do like attack on that. We'll call it a stream. I'm really looking for speed on this particular set. Because the only time I'm really going to use stun set is on like a rare or something for a Cursed City or a Faction Wars room or something, or Doom Tower room. I don't know why I've kept a lot of this stun gear for so long. All right. 270 new spaces now. Not too shabby. So generally, no, you don't need nukers too fast, but Hydra damage dealers would need at least 220 and faster if possible. I've been watching these lady make me walls in... What? Final Fantasy. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you guys, man. This was a fun stream. A lot of fun. Great support during the video, during the recording. I'm going to try and get that uploaded out as soon as possible to try and... the channel's been a little dull over the weekend because I didn't want to release anything because my eye was giving me such problems. So now that that's feeling better, we'll have more content coming out here pretty soon. So I also need to get my runs in for... I need to set my account up to start running Fire Knight and get that done. So thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I had a blast. I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. We have an account takeover tomorrow. This individual, I think they may have been in chat today, in fact. But there is an individual that has been communicating. No, they were not. They've been communicating with me a lot, looking for an account takeover. So we'll be doing that. Very excited about that account takeover tomorrow. So good news is we don't really have too much progression-wise stuff because I hope to be done with Fire Knight. So come hang out for the account takeover tomorrow. Going to be a lot of fun. I will see you all there. Take care, guys.